Hey guys, sorry I've been so MIA. The past couple of weeks have been like super hectic. Today and yesterday we've actually been setting up. Well, yesterday I went to a hockey game, and then today I was also helping set up my sister because we were setting up for the children's play tomorrow. Anyways, so this week is things to do when blank, and so I'm going to do things to do when you're in awkward situations. So, first of all, I have a story because I asked one of my friends. I was like, he's a really good friend. And I was like, hey, can you tell me one of your, like, an awkward story, like an awkward situation that you've been in? So, also, sorry, I thought I'd stop. Also, I will not apologize for my Christmas music because I'm so excited. I'm so sorry if you're not as excited as I am because Christmas is wonderful and beautiful and you should probably have bought better gifts if you're not as excited as I am. Anyways. Okay, I paused my music because the story is beautiful and you have to hear it. So he told me, he's like, I have one really good one. So about a week or two ago, I went in to use the restroom in a grocery store, which I already hate doing. He's kind of awkward. Yeah, just in general, which, I mean, but public bathrooms are weird anyway, so whatever. And so I go into the stall because there's already a guy at the urinal, and another dude comes in. And while he waits for one of us to finish, the old guy at the urinal starts talking, saying, at my age, even just taking a piss is a pleasurable experience, which was obviously a horribly uncomfortable topic. And so I ended up hiding in the stall as he tells the other dude this story about his friend who gets super drunk just so that he can take longer pees. It was awful. I waited until both of them were gone before I exited, and of course, neither one of them washed their hands. Just so you know, I got his permission. Ta-da! I got his permission to read this in this video. So, you can't yell at me. So, there's always just a lot of really uncomfortableness that goes down in public restrooms, but, like, that's just, like, excessive. But a lot of times you'll go into something and there's always, like, an old person who wants to talk, and it's just, like, a really, really uncomfortable situation. And so normally the best thing that you can do in that situation is just to smile and just kind of, yeah, oh, okay. Because old people, like, sometimes they just start going a little loony and just start forgetting stuff that's okay to say and that's not. Especially since social cues and stuff like that have started changing so much. So, just try to cut them a break. Another thing that I thought about this was when old people, or, like, your parents or something well, back in my day, I mean, I know this is on the other end of the spectrum from that, but, like, at my age, or, like, when I was your age, blah, 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 blah. Like, I know it's really hard, and a lot of times you just want to be like, well, guess what? Not the 60s anymore. It's 2015, almost 2016. We're in the 2000s. It's like 50 years later. You gotta stop. You gotta move on. But, so in uncomfortable situations like that, especially if they're contradicting you on something, like, well, at my age, I didn't have a boyfriend, be like, well, I'm just kind of living my life, you know? That's kind of the best thing, if somebody is, like, directly telling you that something that you're doing is wrong, and it's not inherently wrong, but just different from what they... My parents are outside my door, I think. Anyways, not necessarily wrong, but just different from what they would do. Right? Like, you have a boyfriend and you're 14. Right? Just be like, well, I mean, I'm living my life and I'm liking the way that I'm living my life. And I'm content with who I am. And that's really just the best that you can do. If your parents are telling you, sorry, I have a list of stuff that I'm going over. There's like 3 things. Especially if, like, well, in my day, life was better. I'm like, yeah, well, it probably was, but I have to adjust to what life is now because we can't go back to the way that it was. Like, that's just life, you know? Okay, so, my second one. It's my personal favorite. When you are single and you are with a couple. Now, if you're in a relationship and you're with somebody who's in a relationship and they're just really weird, you know what I'm talking about? Like that. Y'all, I'm telling you, I don't think you can hear them, but They're, like, right outside my door, probably in their bedroom or, like, in the bathroom. Anyways, but you like the cutesy... I'm already at 5 minutes, I'm so sorry for rambling. Like, the people who, like, think they're so much cuter than they actually are. You know, like... the best thing to do is to make them feel as uncomfortable as you do. And so, if they're all over each other, like, and you're like, I just want to be on my phone. Don't do it. Don't do it. Go sit on somebody's lap. It don't matter who. I mean, like, unless somebody's gonna get jealous. Like, if you're a lesbian and you sit on the girl's lap, that might get weird, but you could sit on the boy's lap. I sit on my friends' laps all the time, and I hold hands with them all the time. Like, the best thing to do, or, like, be like, no, like, stop that right now. Or, if it's something that, like, you've talked to them about it and it just hasn't stopped, like, feel free to just walk away. Like, because that's insanely disrespectful. If you're in a couple, please don't be that couple. Pay attention to somebody who's with you. Whether it's, like, because they're a single person or because they are a singular person. There's more to life than your boyfriend or girlfriend. And it's really appreciated. But just try to pay attention to other people and feel free to just walk away because, like, it's really disrespectful when people aren't paying attention to you regardless of who they're not paying attention to you for. Right? Like, sometimes, like, feeling like you're with a couple is actually just going to be two girls or two guys or whatever that are just, like, super, super close and they're just ignoring you. And, like, feel free to just walk away from those people or, like, just, like, straight up be like, you're ignoring me. Or, like, make them really uncomfortable. Whatever fits your personality best, do it. I mean, if you're, like, really, really shy and you're really quiet, it's going to be a lot harder to follow probably a lot of my advice that I'm going to be giving, like, in the future as well, because I'm a very assertive, goofy human being. Well, I mean, clearly, I ramble all day. I will ramble for, like, years. And so it's going to be probably really hard for you to take my advice. I apologize for that. And so if you're really, really shy and you get into something like this, maybe if you have somebody with you to ask them, or if, like, a signal that you're really uncomfortable is that you get on your phone, then do that. 'Cause, I mean, I really don't really know much what I can do for you guys, and I'm really, really sorry about that. This is another personal favorite. This is one that I deal with, I feel like, a lot, and I feel like a lot of girls do. Guys probably do a good amount. There's something on my screen. Guys probably do a good amount, but unwanted flirting. Not like he's not cute, she's not cute, and you just aren't interested in them, but, like, when they're continuously, like, almost harassing you, and they just won't stop. One thing that I found to really work is when you continue to talk to them, but show that you are definitely not interested. Like, even necessarily in the conversation. Pull out your phone. If they walk away and come back, like, because you can, like, kind of sense when they come back, laugh at your phone. It doesn't even matter if your screen is on, honestly, as long as I can't see it. But laugh at something on your phone. Because honestly, even if that's just, like, you're like, oh, it was a text from my girlfriend, right? It was a text from my homie, right? Like, it's clear that they're not really making you laugh, because everybody wants to make somebody laugh. Okay, for the most part. I mean, like, unless you're like, I hate laughter, which, I mean, okay, but most people are like, I really want to make people laugh. And if you're laughing at something else that's not them, then that does a pretty good job of portraying the message that you're not really interested. And then paying attention to something else while talking to them is like, I'm still being nice to you, but really I'm just indulging in this conversation because I don't want to be mean. And most people will pick up on that, and they'll be like, doses, and they'll leave. And so, yeah. If it's aggressive, though, if it is, like, just straight up, like, nope level, one of my friends, had a guy who is significantly older than her, like, dad age. She's 21. And she, like, was under mistletoe, and he, like, tapped her on the shoulder and, like, pointed up. And she was like, no, and just turned around and walked away. Like, straight up shut that down. Like, if they're being creepy or harassing you or putting you into, like, insanely uncomfortable levels, feel free to just shut that down. Like, do not, especially, like, I mean, like, guys, it's gonna be a lot easier for you, because, like, when girls get shut down, like, they'll get frustrated and walk away, right, but they'll just be pissy for a couple days. I thought somebody was coming in. But girls, it's probably gonna be really hard for you. I am so sorry for the length of this video. Girls, it's gonna be really hard for you to shut it down, to be aggressive, to be assertive, and to accept the anger that's probably going to come back from that. So be prepared for that anger. Be prepared for that backlash, because it happens a lot. I don't know if you guys have seen the video that's going around to that girl that says she's got a boyfriend, which she really doesn't. And this guy, like, flips his cookies on her because he's like, oh, my friend came over and you said you didn't have a girlfriend, and now you're saying that you do, and, or, like, boyfriend, sorry. And, like, and now you're saying that you do, and, like, you're never gonna get girls like you are never gonna get boyfriends because blah, blah, blah. Like, you're probably gonna get that, honestly, especially if you live in an area where that's, like, acceptable, like, California-ish. Like, people are, I live in Idaho. I'm not gonna receive as much of that as you are, honestly, because, like, I live in a conservative state, so I'm gonna get a good amount, but in an area where men are feeling more entitled to women and women's bodies, you're going to receive more of that, which you're going to see a lot more in states that are just like, live your life, do whatever you want, pretty much, or just ignorant and ignoring things that need to be addressed. My friend with the bathroom lives in Wyoming, and he said that it's really bad there too. So, stay safe. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. General rules for awkward situations is to smile. If you feel unsafe, shut it down. If you're shy, you're gonna, like, try to find your aggressive side. Because at some point in time, you're gonna have to shut something down. And you're gonna have to do it aggressively. For your safety. So, that's my advice to you guys. I've gone so long and I'm so sorry. I will cut out as much as I can. Okay, stay safe, guys. Bye.